Welcome to Connected from our Toowoomba studio. On the show, we catch up with artist Linda Clark, go to Rayton Bowls Club and catch up with Artsworks. We're also going to take a look at Toowoomba event Mummy Tree Markets and hear from Sing Australia Choir. First, let's find out what's happening in town.
Aussie comedian Adam Hills has returned from the UK and will be hitting up Brisbane for one night only on June 14 at the Brisbane Convention and Exhibition Centre with his first solo show in 3 years. While for a bit of international flavour, Hollywood comedy personality Chris Tucker will also be in town for one night only on June 13, showing us why he's been lighting up the American stand-up circuit for over 2 decades. The premier event of the Ipswich Turf Club is coming up this June 15 at their Bundamba-based racecourse. Ipswich Cup Day is set to be a day full of great racing, fashion, fun and frivolity, in moderation of course, but is always a highlight on the social calendar for the Ipswich region. On the music scene, ARIA award-winning band The Super Jesus has reformed for their first tour in 10 years. The Resurrection Tour will see them play at the Zoo on June 15, and don't be surprised if the crowd goes just a little wild. And US-based psychedelic rock band The Black Angels will be rocking out at the Tivoli on June 13. The guys will be featuring tracks off their latest album Indigo Meadow, and it's sure to be an electrifying show. As always, you can send us your events through our website and Facebook page so we can connect South East Queensland to you.
Well, we've all heard of PCYC, but today we go to the heart of the work of this national organisation. And it's my pleasure to welcome to the studio Sergeant Cam Crisp from Toowoomba PCYC. How are you?
Good, thank you. Good afternoon.
Great to have you with us on the program. And of course, PCYC, as I said, is extremely well known. But I wonder, just how much we actually understand of its work. For yourself, coming from crime prevention, took up the role. How long ago was it you took up the role as branch manager?
Yeah, just on 9 years ago, I went to the PCYC for 2 weeks and made a life-changing decision to stay with the club. So look, it's a great organisation.
So what was the motivation for you to want to stay?
I think the diverse way you can work at a police youth club, because you're connected with lots of the public, young, old. We cater from 0 to 90. Mm-hmm. So really, I talk to all facets of the world every day of the week. So it's just a great thing.
So in terms of what you're seeing for the key issues around youth and broader societal issues, what would they be at the moment? Oh,
look, it's hard to say. I think it's a changing world. Youth are different than they used to be, and I've seen change in the last 9 years. In my 31 years as a police officer, I've seen a lot of change. But people say that boredom's one of the things. So what we try to do is give them an opportunity to express themselves, whether it be through sport and recreation, whether it be through gymnastics, karate, martial arts, working for me. I employ a lot of young people. I employ a lot of university students, particularly my school-age care program. So it's very diverse. Everything's different every day.
And in terms of all the gyms and all the activities that are available in society, PCYC still seems to hold its own. Why do you think that is?
I think we're well known, we're well branded. Toowoomba's one of 52 clubs in Queensland, so we're a big organisation, and Queensland PCYC is its own institution. Mm-hmm. Whilst it's national, each state has their own way of doing things. Now we're fortunate in Queensland, we're up in this state, we're still under the banner of police officers. So obviously Queensland Police are the major partner in the club because they pay my wage and let a uniformed officer work at the club. Outside of that, basically it's a standalone incorporated business where we must actually raise our own revenue and pay our own staff. So it's quite a business.
And in terms then of keeping pace with the changing trends, as you've alluded to, what are some of the kind of techniques that you need to employ, and what's the feedback that you get to bring maybe to the state office to make sure that you are keeping pace?
Look, I think we talk to the public a lot. We're very hands-on. I think the way we employ our staff is very important as well, because I employ a lot of young people. So young people connect with young people a lot better than us who are getting on in years. And and we have 2 youth workers down there who are from diverse backgrounds. One has been very much on the other side of the line and has come through the barriers and has done very, very well. And the other guy has done many things, and they're my hands with the youth, and they talk to them, they deal with them constantly. They're very much peers and mentors to them.
Fantastic. Well, Cam, thanks for taking time to tell us about PCYC, and congratulations on the wonderful work that you're doing.
Thank you very much.
Cam Crisp from the PCYC here in Toowoomba. Well, up next we go to Rayton Bowls Club and catch up with Linda Clark, an installation artist. Stay with us. Our team went on location to catch up with Linda Clark, an installation artist.
It is interactive installation art, so that means that it's always positioned within a space that the viewer can walk through the space, interact with the work in some way. All artists at some stage have creative block, I guess, so I was looking at previous art movements, historical art movements such as surrealism, that used different techniques like automatism and exquisite corpse game. They used those to unlock creativity, and that's what they made their work from. So for this body of work that's behind me, I looked at different systems that that unlock or look at the subconscious. So that's where the Rorschach psychological test came from. I guess I used some of the devices that they use. So I used the exquisite corpse game to unlock ideas for myself, and so I guess that's where it began. I really enjoy the process of making the pieces and then working out how to best install them for the viewer to be able to manipulate them. And then obviously at the end when people are able to touch the work and become part of the work, that's probably most satisfying. When it was installed in the space, people, they had to wait for someone to start using it, and when it was first installed, that was me, because I was there for the opening. But after that, people were surprised that they could touch an artwork. They were surprised by when they realised that the shadows were going to move when they moved the handles, and they played with the shadows. They did all sorts of things to the shadows, and yeah, really made it their own, I guess. One piece did get pulled down by accident, but that's part of interactive installation. You have to expect, you know, that sort of, it has to be built so that it can withstand viewer interaction. So yeah, that was a very interesting learning curve for me. And that's part of the reason why I use timber as well as wood, because it's durable. It has weight to it, so when you lift it, you need to use your body. You need to use your hands, so that's the reason. The next project will be, the next body of work will be based on still devices that stimulate creativity or devices that can be used by the viewer. They'll be based on some small models, I guess, that I've made that are still made of wood but are hinged. So it'll be like a layered puzzle piece that they can, and it'll be large scale, that the viewer can manipulate, and they'll be even more so a part of the work, because nothing will move until the viewer is involved in the space and touches the work and manoeuvres it.
Welcome back. Melissa Forbes is with me to take a look at Artworks activities here in beautiful Toowoomba. And Melissa, of course, yours around the Shakespearean Festival is Glee or Not to Glee.
That's right, to glee or not to glee, to paraphrase one of the great Shakespearean quotes. That's right.
That's right, and that is the question. So my question to you, what is that all about?
Well, obviously the answer is to glee. Obviously, we have to get everybody involved. It kind of came about a few years ago when we were thinking of ways to incorporate music into the Shakespeare in the Park Festival. So as the viewers would know, that festival has a main stage production, and each year we choose a different play. This year it's Winter's Tale. And I was talking to the director a few years ago, and we were thinking of ways to get music involved as well, because you've got this amazing outdoor stage and beautiful lights, and it's a really great atmosphere. And at the time, the show Glee was really, really popular, and it still is actually. So it's got, it's had longevity, that show. But anyway, we bandied about the idea of incorporating a Glee night, where we have community groups and our students getting up and doing Glee-style performances. So that's how it all came about.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So it's taken off well, obviously.
It has. We've done it twice. This will be our third Glee event, and it seems to be getting bigger and better each year. So we're really aiming for something spectacular this time around.
So just quickly, what's the process? Like, do people audition to get the opportunity? How do you handle
No,
that?
there's no audition. We really wanted it to be an inclusive event for any community group or school group. All they have to do is get in contact with us and nominate themselves, and then they're basically in the program. And the idea is that they then work on their song and dance routine, usually aiming for it to be between 3 and 5 minutes in length. Lots of different schools, they all seem to take a different approach. Some schools where drama is really big, they tend to incorporate more theatrical elements into their performance, and they might actually enact scenes to music where someone's singing. Other schools might have a stronger dance program, so they'll have more of a dancey element. So it really can cater to whatever the school or the community group's particular strength is, if you like.
Yep, sure.
So yeah, the idea is just come one, come all, and we try and accommodate everybody into a program for the evening, and it's just a way to have a really great time for everyone.
So people wanting to get involved, just contact through Artsworks?
They can either contact Artsworks or they can contact music@usq.edu.au. That's our email address, or we also have a Facebook page, music@usq. Get in contact with us there and let us know that you're interested, and then we'll make sure that you're on the program. It's as easy as that.
That's wonderful. Well, Melissa, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
And it sounds like a fabulous program. Look forward to seeing it.
Yep, should be great. Thanks, Ashley.
Okay, thanks, Melissa. Well, from Artsworks to one of Toowoomba's fine sporting establishments, Rayton Bowls Club, it has character and history, as our team found out.
Well, it's almost a second home away from home for me. I mean, I've been here playing bowls for 34 years. I've been through the mill. I've done my time as junior vice, senior vice, president, immediate past and patron. 5 years of total commitment. And during those 34 years, I've done my share in the office. I've been games director for a number of years and helped on the greens. I've always been fairly active around the club. And as I said, it's like home away from home.
A lot of people come here for dinner on the Friday nights from this area. There's many villages in the area, so lots of people come from them for dinner. I just find my day out here on Monday, and my Friday morning is just a great outlet. Some might say it's a great way to get away from your missus, but I just enjoy doing it, that's all.
We're noted for being a friendly club. People come in, and some people have said that they can walk in the door and straight away they feel comfortable, whereas they can go to one or two other clubs around town and they don't feel that. So we do sort of have a name here as being a friendly club.
There's only one trouble with the club. We've got a lot of old people in it, and we can't seem to get the young ones to come. So we're an aging club, and I don't know how much longer we'll keep going.
We have, there's volunteers that do morning tea, we have wakes, we have birthday parties, we have wedding receptions here, and all of that is called for volunteers to help. So this place would not run without volunteers.
We encourage good sportsmanship, friendly atmosphere, a place where someone can come and enjoy themselves. So that's basically our philosophy. It's catering for all and providing for some.
I like coming here. I come down, I have friends here, there's always company here. If you're feeling a bit down, come to bowls. You'll soon get cheered up. And I love bowls. I love my bowls as well. and I just love the club atmosphere here. And if I wasn't secretary of the club, it would probably leave a big hole in my life. I don't know how I'd fill it.
Drayton Bowls means to me a time when I can relax and not take things too seriously, where I can get out with people that I probably don't have the same interests as, but we all play bowls and that's good. Nice, and it's a healthy thing to have.
When you go out on the green to play a game of bowls, it's a great leveller. It doesn't matter whether you're Clive Berghoff or whoever, or whether you're somebody carrying a swag, you'll all come down to the same level. It is a great level, you know.
After the break, we have more of our look at Toowoomba City. Stay with us. Well, Toowoomba has a diversity of events. Mummy Trees Markets is one such event.
The Mummy Tree Market is basically a great way for small stay-at-home mums to be able to have an outlet to sell their products. A lot of them just have online businesses or market businesses, so it's a great way for them to actually have an avenue where they can get out, sell their products and meet their clientele. When they first started in Toowoomba, I had a stall. I've been doing markets for a few years, and then I've had a stall at most of the Toowoomba Mummy Tree markets, and last year they were looking for new managers, so I thought I'd try the other side of the market world and see what that was like. This is my first time organising it, so it's been a little bit scary, but it's all come together really well. There's lots of happy people, lots of happy stall holders and customers, lots of people coming through, so it's been really good. All the stress is worth it.
With the Mummy Tree markets, I had not long started doing markets and I was new to the whole market scene, and I heard about them from a friend and I decided I'd give them a go. It means everything to me. I'm a mum to 3 children myself, and the fact that I'm able to work with like-minded people who are also stay-at-home mums, and in a community of handmade and small businesses, it's just a fantastic opportunity for us small business owners to be able to get out here and sell our products and meet people who are the same as us.
Well, to me, because I haven't got a shop front, it's a great opportunity for me as a working mum from home to get my creations out there to the public. So that's what I love about the Mummy Tree Market. When I went to the Mummy Tree Market at the USQ, there was actually a lady that was well known, and it was so funny. She had people with little gate opening up, only 4 at a time, and I thought, geez, I'd love to be able to be a stall holder like that. So I thought it was funny as a stall holder seeing a lady opening a gate, just letting 4 in at a time, because she had it queued up right down to the back of the pavilion there, so it was unbelievable to see that.
Well, we started out with this market. We were running the market when we first brought it to Toowoomba, and so we got the opportunity to set it up from the ground up here in Toowoomba, and we were always interested in there being particularly an indoor market in Toowoomba with the rain that we've had and what have you. The idea of having a market that was a big one that was indoors, which we never really had the opportunity for here, was really appealing to us. And then our business, it was also a great springboard for our business and a great place for us to come and sell our items as well.
It's the best market we've got in Toowoomba for selling for our kind of kids wear. So it's been amazing to help our business grow and get our name out there as a business has been awesome. But it's also a great day out. It's really fun to come out with all the kids and the family, and yeah, it's been awesome, and it's been great for Toowoomba to see all these stalls in one spot is really cool, and undercover, so it doesn't matter if it's raining, even though it's nice today.
We ran our first market at a local high school, and it was just phenomenally more popular than we ever expected. We had a 2-kilometre traffic jam out on one of the main roads in Toowoomba, people trying to get into this market. Inside no one could move, and it was astounding. So the feedback, dealing with the feedback after that, we had stall holders were ecstatic because they just sold more than they had ever sold at a market ever. but customers that had come along and said, this market's too crowded, you've got to do something about it. So that was an interesting one. You had really happy people making lots of money here and really cross people who couldn't necessarily get in to spend their money on this side. So that was interesting, and then we moved venues and dealt with that. But mostly, like I think Christy said, it's been about the people that you meet. We've made a lot of friends in doing this as well, so it's been fun.
Hi, I'm Blair Alsop with Brisbane Greeters. Today I'm sitting in the Regent Theatre, built in 1929, one of Brisbane's first and largest live theatres, seating over 2,500 people with a live stage and a performance of a Wurlitzer organ, the largest Wurlitzer organ in the Southern Hemisphere. Live theatre was very popular in Brisbane in the 1920s, but after the war into the 1950s with the advent of television, live theatre suddenly lost its popularity and the Regent Theatre became into disrepair. The theatre was then remodeled into a moving picture theatre, and in the 1970s, the moving picture theatre was remodeled yet again into a multiplex. These remodels ended up losing the major part of the theatre itself. The actual stage, the Wurlitzer organ, the curtains, all ended up being sold off and actually ended up in the hands of many collectors around Brisbane. Through the 1980s, moving pictures became quite popular once again, and the Regent became the scene of many famous Hollywood blockbusters who would have their debuts here in Brisbane at the Regent. Unfortunately, the Regent Theatre was part of a merger of Hoyt's theatres, and there ended up being too many cinemas in downtown Brisbane. As became more popular, this property was used for redevelopment. The actual theatre itself has long since, as I said, remodeled and taken away, but the actual lobby itself has always been protected. Today, we're waiting for the office building to be built in behind here, but the lobby that we're sitting in here, in this 1920s architecture, will become the lobby of that new office building. Next time you're in the city, stop by the Regent and stay connected.
Time to enjoy the sounds of Toowoomba Sing Australia Choir. Thanks to our guests on the show today. You can check out more about the program at connecttv.com.au. Until next week, stay connected.